Introduction to ShowMeThePocus.com. Hi, I'm Alex Rokutz and the creator of ShowMeThePocus.com. It is not at ShowMeThePocus.com. I'm an associate professor of anesthesiology and critical care. My passion is ultrasound. I use it on a daily basis, and it has greatly expanded my understanding of the human body as it pertains to our field in medicine. I love teaching it too, and empowering those that feel overwhelmed with its capability. Mastery of point-of-care ultrasound or POCUS is challenging, I know. I went through this frustrating process myself and found two major obstacles. On the one hand, I would see a powerful and expensive machine and probe with a lot of buttons and would be scared to mess up the settings or break it down. How do I perform the exam? What probe do I use? What settings do I need? What am I seeing? On the other hand, the applications would seem endless and overwhelming, so I would often ask myself, what source do I trust? It sounds complicated, but it doesn't have to be. In this series of lectures, I walk you through the entire process. We start with an understanding of the principles behind the technology so that you can get the most out of your ultrasound systems. This includes physics, knobs, and artifacts. Then we move on to the actual applications, including the heart, lung, and abdomen, using the indication, acquisition, interpretation, and medical decision-making framework. This is so that you can identify patterns that represent disease processes that can help you rule in or rule out a finite amount of diagnosis. Each of these major organ systems has their own set of targets and objectives provided in the description of each lecture. I would highly recommend having a solid foundation on physics before tackling individual organ systems, since this will allow you to troubleshoot poor image quality. It will be practically impossible for you to make an accurate assessment if you can't tell what you're seeing on your ultrasound display. We will be using ShowMeThePocus.com as a reference guide for this lecture series and use the 3D models to help us in the process. ShowMeThePocus.com is designed with the end user in mind. It covers all aspects of the POCUS examination, including the heart, lung, gastric, and the FAST exam. It is not limited to these, however, and it also includes transcranial Doppler, the airway, and ultrasound of the kidney. It also covers procedural POCUS, a curriculum, a question bank if you need to refresh your knowledge on a particular application. It also has an image gallery. There's also a section on algorithms that integrates the most relevant POCUS information so that you can make a clinical determination based on the patterns that you see on your ultrasound display. It also contains how to assess your scanning ability, a draft on how to report your findings, and how to save images to a thumb drive. Plus, it has suggestions on how to build a POCUS program. All areas are based on the latest guidelines and society recommendations. If you're new here, you start by hitting the Do Not Panic button. Always a good idea not to panic. This takes you to the sections needed to ace your OSCEs. These cover all areas that are currently tested. Like a video game, there's also side quests if you want to learn more about a particular topic, and to make sure you are aware that these are out of the scope of the typical POCUS exam. There's also a section on the TE exam and the cuts made by the ultrasound beam, as well as their 3D representation for the 11 views you need to know for the exam. Each section has its own 3D model to help us have a better understanding of the geometric cuts made by the ultrasound beam. Clips can be stopped by clicking on any particular view. If these clips are not to your liking, you can check out the 3D model of the specific organ system yourself. These models are also available for you to play with either through augmented or virtual reality. I hope you enjoyed this lecture series and website as much as I have done in its creation. Good luck on your POCUS journey. Let's go!